Senator Pacquiao, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The problem of our country with regard to drug trafficking and drug abuse has grown into an emergency situation that now merits urgent action. Kailangan na siguro nating magpasa ng batas na pupugsa punto por punto sa lumalala nating problema sa droga. There is now a need to enact a measure that will decisively repress these heinous crimes. For this reason, I filed Senate Bill number 185, an act of impose the death penalty and increase the penalty in certain dangerous drugs crimes, amending for that purpose other special penal laws and for other purposes on the basis of Article 3, Section 19 of the 1987 Constitution, which states that excessive fines shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment. Punishment inflicted. Neither shall that penalty be imposed unless for compelling reason involving heinous crimes. The Congress hereafter provides for it. This particular section has been debated upon the framers of our Constitution. Father Joaquin Bernas wanted to abolish the imposition of the death penalty. He proposed the Section 19 be written as excessive fines shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment inflicted. Death penalty already imposed shall be commuted to reclusion perpetua. However, Commissioners Arturo Padilla and Christian Munsod opposed to this proposition. During the deliberations, they advocated to add the exemption and imposing the death penalty by adding to the provision. Unless for compelling reasons involving heinous crimes, the Congress hereafter provides for it. Their suggestion prevailed and was adopted by the Commission. True enough, this provision becomes relevant and useful in our ongoing war against drugs crimes. The provision speaks in clear language in granting Congress the authority to push for measures to reimpose the death penalty for compelling reasons. It is of my humble opinion that our current problem over heinous crimes related to the trafficking and abuse of dangerous drugs falls within the bounds of this constitutional limitation. Hence, in my proposed measure, I introduce some amendments to Republic Act number 165, known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002, Senate Bill 1856, to provide certainty of punishment and more severe penalties to drug traffickers. For example, Section 4 of RA 9165 penalizes only the so-called drug mules that made no mention of the criminals orchestrating this illegal trade. Hence, I added in my proposed measure to also impose penalties to those who shall import or bring or force, intimidate, direct, instruct, or otherwise cause another person to bring into the country any dangerous drug, regardless of the quantity and purity involved. Moreover, Section 11 of RA 9165 imposes the penalty of life imprisonment to death penalty for those who will be caught in possession of 50 grams or more of shabu has been reduced to 10 grams in Senate Bill number 185. Procedurally, the present bill is being filed separate from similarly intended bills for other kinds of crimes in order to move the bill forward with focus and unburdened by more lengthy consideration of other crimes. This will allow for a timely opportunity to stop the nation's growing problem over crimes related to the trafficking and abuse of dangerous drugs. The Senate must be clear in its intention to deter dangerous drug crimes and toll the warning bell that the country will now fight back to reign the good of its people, the meaning of its future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and that's the bill that I'm trying to pass and become a law.
Thank you, Senator Pacquiao. For the record, there's a second bill here, and I think there are other bills that have been filed. I just want to be sure that we have it all. This time written by Senator Lacson, and the title of which is An Act Reinstituting the Death Penalty in the Philippines. The bill of Senator Pacquiao involves imposition of the death penalty in cases of drugs. And on the other hand, there's a general bill here reimposing the death penalty pursuant to the constitutional provision on a law that must be passed in connection with the imposition of the death penalty. So, Senator Lacson, would you like to make a comment on your bill?
No, Mr. Chairman. I think we should now ask the resource persons. But I noticed that we have only one set of resource persons here. They all come from the law enforcement agency or law enforcement sector. So I don't know how we will proceed. At least for today, we can hear them out. But in the succeeding hearings, I would suggest that we hear the other sectors, Mr. Chairman.
Of course. Again, this will take the form of other matters, really, in terms of the bills proposed by Senator Pacquiao and Senator Lacson. So I think we can call the police to the NBI is here, right? Is the National Bureau of Investigation here? Director Dante Garan, and who else? Police General Ronald De La Rosa, who is represented by Police Chief Superintendent Edwin Roque, Chief Legal. Who else is here? Can you please stand up, Mr. Edwin Roque? All right, the oath has been administered to you already, right? Yes, thank you. And then the gentleman right beside you, Police Chief Superintendent. Yes. Go ahead. Who's next? Can you use the microphone, please?
I'm Chief Superintendent Oscar Albayalde, Your Honor. I'm the Acting
All right.
Regional Director of the National Capital Region Police Office.
All the witnesses here have been administered. Has anybody been here that have not been able to take their oaths here? Anybody? So, you've all taken your oath. So, will you please stand up, the three of you? This will mean the lady, please. What's your name?
Your Honor, good morning. I'm Attorney Maria Lindbergh Constantinopla, the current Chief of Staff of the Internal Affairs Service, and I also sit as Chief of the Intelligence and Investigation Division of the Internal Affairs Service, Your Honor.
You are a civilian?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm a civilian component of the Internal Affairs Service.
Maria Lindbergh Constantinopla, representing Police Chief Superintendent Luterio.
Yes, Your Honor, he would like to extend his sincerest apology for his absence in today's hearing, Your Honor, because he's also engaged to participate in one equally important activity of the PNP, Your Honor.
That's right. And Police Chief Superintendent Albayalde, and you are NCRPO, and Police Chief Superintendent Rosauro Aksyo. Did I pronounce your name right? Aksyo, thank you. Okay. With the
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding? You may take your seats.
there have been many cases of killings of late, and not only of late, but in many instances in the past. The questions that we'd like to ask you here would also involve not just the imposition of the death penalty, but also matters involving extrajudicial killings in a very loose definition. So perhaps I would let Senator Pacquiao, because it is the intention of the chair to proceed with the investigation and extrajudicial killings. Would you like to ask a question, Senator Pacquiao, or no need? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In relation again to the issue of discussing the death penalty bill, may we know whether an amended or subsequent notice was also issued to the PNP and the other offices invited today in relation to the death penalty law or bill, and whether or not they did receive an amended notice, whether they are prepared to participate in today's proceedings in relation to that bill.
Are you prepared to make any suggestions on the bill and for reimposing the death penalty?